So we're just coming up the switchbacks, and the deer is up here, just munching away. Really doesn't care about me. He's just grazing, or she. I think it hears Brian. So we just climbed out of the 60 Lakes Basin, and then I think this is going to be our high point pretty much maybe for the rest of the trip until we get back to Kearsarge Pass. We can look at the map later, but it's really beautiful here. And there's Brian. He just popped up too.
Good morning. Welcome to day 4. It's the 31st of August. I think it's Wednesday. I already forgot. Wednesday or Thursday.
Who knows?
It's 9:30 in the morning. We have just climbed out of 60 Lakes Basin. We're at like the top, the highest point. Now we got to go back down, back towards Ray Lakes, that way. So we came from here and now we're going the other way. So we got a little bit of climbing. Now it's going to be like downhill and loose, gravelly.
I think we got downhill for a long time.
We do, yeah.
Till we get to Rhodes End.
Rhodes End, is that where we're headed?
Not today. I mean, eventually.
Where are we headed today?
2 options. So we'll be hiking along the PCT and the John Muir Trail all of today. And so depending on how we feel, we'll either camp at Dollar Lake. There's some sites that are closed for revegetation. But I was reading online, there's a couple of spots on the far side of the lake. Or if we're feeling good, we'll just keep walking further towards this cutoff to the Ray Lakes loop. There's a big suspension bridge that we'll cross, and then the JMT and PCT keep going north, and we'll peel off west. So we'll see that if we do the full day, it should put us around like 10 miles. So not terrible at all, like totally doable. So we'll just see how we feel, and then that'll set us up for tomorrow. Unlike the last time we hiked this one, we had a really long day. Because there's certain places you can't camp. So just trying to like be better planning this time.
So Dollar Lake and then Arrowhead Lake is after Dollar Lake?
Arrowhead Lake is before Dollar Lake.
Okay, and that's just from the video I took when I was off trail yesterday, kind of give you a perspective of where we're headed. We're headed that way, so we'll check in later.
Last time we were here, we had to take our shoes off and cross, but this year we can just walk right across the rocks. That's what hiking in August is. Well, almost September. So as we walk down around Ray Lakes, you can see off in the distance the ranger cabin. So we know because Ranger Mike was in 60 Lakes Basin yesterday that he's not there, but he's a pretty sweet setup. You can see the cabin, and then he has a chair. My big question is, does he have an outhouse, or does he have to dig a hole every time he has to go to the bathroom?
What's up? Day 4. So we're cruising along the PCT JMT near the Ray Lakes Ranger Station. One of Ray Lakes right here. And somewhere up there is where we went up and over for the 60 Lakes Basin. We were kind of looking at it and we think it's this shelf right here up and over, but can't really tell for sure. That's where we are. And there's Fin Dome, which now we're kind of circling, doing a big circle around. But yeah, it's pretty amazing part of the PCT JMT. So I'm gonna keep cruising along. We made it to Arrowhead Lake. Trail's been pretty cruisy so far. It's been really good hiking. Day 4, welcome to Dollar Lake. We just had a water crossing that we did 3 years ago, and it was take off your boots and put on your Crocs then, and it was rock hoppable now. That's been the story of this trip.
I know, I would say if we were ever gonna do the JMT, to definitely do it in August. No bugs, easier water crossings.
Sounds good to me. All right,
We'll keep going. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So
yeah, it's still relatively early. It's not even noon yet.
Oh, it's not?
What's it say?
Oh, 11:48.
Yeah, we still got a couple more hours of hiking in us.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. The pass. We're not going up that today.
Nope. So it's about 2:20 in the afternoon, and we just got to our found camp. We're about quarter mile, maybe half mile from the junction, where the Ray Lakes Loop splits off from the JMT and the PCT. So we just have our camp set up, but we also are next to like this interesting pile of logs. It looks like it used to be a structure. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and kind of show you a few more things. Okay, so the first thing I noticed about this was right here the logs are cut almost to where it could have been a door, which was kind of interesting. Well, and the fact that they're all piled up. But then I walked over a little bit further, and you can see what this, I think, used to be the fire pit, or like kind of hearth, I guess you could say. And then you can even see here on these logs where it's burnt into it. So where these could have been stacked up, the flames got to it. This is all just for me watching alone and watching them make their structures. But it is kind of interesting to find this old structure. There's some nails and screws sticking out. There's like a big one down there. So just kind of interesting of like why this would be back here, because I'd have to check the map if we're in a wilderness area or the national park. But either way, unless it's old, like from like early days, or because it doesn't look like it really would be an old ranger cabin. So just kind of interesting. Also, so our tent is set up here. It's pretty much set up. We're just doing the last of our unpacking of our packs. And as I was kneeling next to the tent, now think of this, as we've already put this up and walked around the tent multiple times. Right next to my water bottle that I didn't even notice until like I randomly looked over and was a tent peg. So we'll pack that out with us. But I just thought it's interesting to see somebody's camped here before. So I thought I'd do a little video about our snacks that we do during the day. So try to do it in the afternoon or the evening when we get into camp, is to pack our snacks for the next day. So Brian and I both have a Ziploc bag that we carry and put our snacks in for the day. So I have a bag of everything but the bagel seasoning cashews that I just always keep in there. And then I generally have a English muffin. I used to have bagels, but I switched to English muffins because they take up less room. So an English muffin with a peanut butter packet, so that'll go in there. Usually some granola bars of various sorts. So I have like this Kind breakfast protein bar that's going in. A fruit bar. This one's apples and mangoes. I usually like to eat one of these mini RX bars in the morning before we start hiking, just to kind of give me a little bit of energy before our first break, which is when I usually have at least half of my English muffin and peanut butter. I also didn't finish this Lara bar today, so I'll put that in there. I'll finish that tomorrow. And so that's pretty much, I might put another bar in there. I'll have some Vermont like meat sticks. There's like mini pepperoni sticks, so I have to put those in too. But that's pretty much it. Those will be my snacks for the day, and that'll keep me pretty hungry. We also are pretty full. We're tired today. We did about 10 miles. We did the up out of 60 Lakes Basin, and then it was just, it was a little up and down, but we lost a lot of elevation. So our dogs are tired, our feet are tired. And I ran out of water a couple songs before we got, I was listening to music before we got to our campsite. So I'm gonna drink lots of water tonight and make sure I'm hydrated for tomorrow morning, because as we get lower in elevation, it gets hotter. And so we just end up drinking more water. So make sure we're well hydrated. We passed a lot of folks that were hiking, most likely the John Muir Trail, and they were all commenting about how hot it was. So I just thought I'd give you an overview of snacks and what that looks like for the day. Brian's like pretty similar. He has like a Cliff Bar in the morning and then some jerky. We often have some bacon jerky, and Brian, what else does he have? Some nuts, snacks, different bars. So pretty similar, but we have our preferences, so we each carry our own food. So that's it for now.
Day 4, it's about 3 in the afternoon, taking care of camp chores, getting a bunch of water to filter and boil. There's going to be a nice cold flowing stream here, and I'm looking for a spot where I can drop a beer in where it'll stay and get a little frosty.